Hi, we're here for this week's movie review. We're talking about the biggest Hollywood release this week. It's Captain America Winter Soldier. Jyoti watched the movie and she'll tell you more about it.
Hi. So, Captain America Civil War. As the name itself suggests, a war is imminent in the Avengers universe. Only this time they are not fighting against an unnamed enemy. They are fighting against each other. Captain America and Iron Man are on two separate sides, and the issue which is dividing them is collateral damage. You know, the skyscrapers they demolish every time they go to save the world? There are people in it, and those innocent lives cannot be overlooked anymore.
So, as what you are saying about this movie, it's similar to what we've seen recently in superhero movies, superheroes clashing against each other. But you are saying this movie is more personal.
Yeah, it is personal because fans would know, and those who have just come in, I would like to tell them that Avengers work like a family. They are very close friends. So Iron Man and Captain America might have had their differences, but at the end of the day, they are friends. So now, if they're fighting against each other, there has to be personal reasons, and they come into the play. We get to know new things about these superheroes. The people in the suits. So it is probably the most personal and intimate film from the Marvel universe till now.
And they are friends. Steve
Yeah.
Rogers and Tony Stark are friends. Aside from all their differences, they are deep down friends, and it's a very natural progression of their friendship
Absolutely.
to have differences. So, is the conflict in this movie warranted? Does it seem like shoehorned in? Is it natural?
The directors of the film, Anthony and Joe Russo, they take a lot of time to, establish the conflict. It's not like, suddenly it is there and we are left wondering what just happened. So they take a lot of time, they beautifully establish it, they give us reasons. We see character progression, which is very important.
Unlike another recent superhero movie,
Batman versus Superman.
which we'll get to in a moment. But let's talk more about Robert Downey Jr. and more importantly, I feel Chris Evans, because we don't really talk about Chris Evans in these movies much because he's such a earnest character. He kind of gets ignored in the loud Marvel-ness of it all.
And as we were discussing before, our Facebook live chat started, nobody has really ever talked about, Chris Evans playing Steve Rogers. This is the third film in the franchise, and we all say, Captain America films are probably the strongest in Marvel universe, but we never really talk about him. I think,
And he's the. People say Tony Stark is the leader of the Avengers, but deep down it's Captain America who's leading the Avengers.
as Tony Stark said in the last film, Avengers: Age of Ultron, he is the leader. He's the, Tony Stark himself is probably
He's the money.
the money and the brains.
Yeah, but the guy who's keeping them together, it's Steve Rogers.
Absolutely. And as I was saying, Marvel has got its casting pat on. So if Robert Downey Jr. can simply walk into the famous Tony Stark, nobody will,
And I doubt
question
we
him.
can see any other actor as Captain America.
Exactly, that's what my point is. Steve Rogers or Chris Evans, he looks like Captain America and he acts like one. It is the perfect casting. I think he has melded into the
And this
character,
movie,
and that is the
this
strength.
movie is basically it's a Captain America movie.
Yeah.
Some are saying that it's a third Avengers movie.
I would say
or
it's Avengers 3 and it's way better than Ultron.
Why would you say it's better than Ultron?
It is better than Ultron because, as I said before, it is personal. Ultron, at the end of it, I thought it wasn't paced well enough. But this time there are, I think, if I sit down and count, there are about 12 or 13 superheroes. Everybody gets their time, and this is a Captain America film, and you see, how his arc is going.
Ultron had a good villain, at least in my opinion. Ultron was a really formidable villain.
I think after Loki in Avengers Part 1, Ultron was actually a come down.
What about the villain in this movie? Are they just fighting amongst each other?
There is a villain played by Daniel Brühl, but they are fighting amongst each other. Their fight is far more important than what the villain is doing. But villain also has a very important part to play But when you come out of the film,
are people going to
you
be
will
talking
remember-
about that villain? Is my thing.
Not really.
Not
That's
really.
what I'm saying.
And
At the
that's
end of
the-
it, they will keep on talking about exactly what happened between Captain America, Iron Man, what happened among other Avengers, because these are not the only friends who are going to fight with each other. If you have seen the posters, if you have had an idea of the trailer, for example, Hawkeye and Black Widow, they are great friends. But they are on opposite sides again. So, it is more about those relationships that you will be focusing on. And that is the strength of the film.
So let's talk about the Spider-Man in the room.
Yes, the Spider-Man in the room. Spider-Man and Black Panther are the two new entrants in the Marvel Universe. They both have their films coming up in the third phase, right? So, they have parts in this film, and it runs like a trailer of the film which is about to come. And like every super good trailers you have seen, it is so enjoyable. I would say Spider-Man is probably the best thing you will see in that film.
Is it?
And it's in a
How-
good film. So
And we've had two Spider-Mans before, Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield. How would you say this Spider-Man ranks amongst the movie Spider-Man?
I would say it's too early to say because
What was your gut reaction?
This will be fun. He will be younger. It will be so much more, because Tobey Maguire was a very serious Spider-Man. Andrew Garfield changed that to he changed it quite a lot. But I would still say, this might just be the most trippy, fun Spider-Man you guys are looking for. Because other Avengers, if you look at them, the age bracket has changed. They are older. They are maturer people.
But in Avengers 2, there was this induction of the new Avengers of sorts.
Yeah, but again, more to the serious side. This guy is going to bring in the fun.
Okay, so, and the next new character we have to talk about is Black Panther, played by Chadwick Boseman.
He is a class act. And I'm really looking forward to the film now, having been introduced to him here.
It's directed by Ryan Coogler, so that's another big get for Marvel. He's going to make a good movie probably, and
Yeah.
if the character is really interesting,
The character is interesting. You don't see enough of him, but whatever you see, he will be an excellent addition to the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
so we have a question from Soumya. She's asking, why is Tony so serious in the trailers?
Because he's fighting his friend. But Tony, because as we have known Robert Downey Jr., he is the fun guy. He has all the jokes, but this time he is toned down. He is more serious. He's thinking about collateral damage.
Do you think that'll be like surprising for fans who are expecting Tony Stark to be the funny guy?
Oh, he still has his lines. Don't get disheartened. He's, Tony Stark as we know him is very much there. And we have seen that in trailer
And since
also.
we're not going to get any Iron Man movies anytime soon, we might as well enjoy these.
But he is good. He is very good. But you enjoy this part of him also because it, a lot about his past life, his friendships. A lot of that is there, and that makes things different.
Another thing in these movies we should talk about are the female characters,
Yeah,
especially
Black Widow.
Scarlet Witch
Yeah.
and Black Widow.
Yeah.
They have frequently been shortchanged in these movies. How would you say they've been portrayed in
The film Black Widow gets her part. Even Scarlet Witch has, is given compelling reasons. They are there, but as you said, the female leads are shortchanged, and the worst part is Black Widow, despite being played by somebody like Scarlett Johansson, and with such an interesting backstory. The character has a great backstory. If they want to look at it, they still haven't given her own film till now, which is disheartening.
Disheartening. Speaking of disheartening, we must talk about
Yeah.
the most disheartening movie.
The elephant in the room.
The most
because-
disheartening movie of the year is Batman vs Superman. After that movie came out, and not many people enjoyed it, we started looking forward to Captain America. How would you say this one is different from that one? Because there are obvious comparisons that we can make.
Rohan, let's discuss the basic premise of both the films. It is collateral damage. So, the little guy who dies when these big superheroes go and save the world. So, what we saw in Batman versus Superman is Batman is very angry at Superman for kind of destroying, an entire city. But in the film itself, what we see is by the end of it, they have destroyed yet another city.
Hmm.
But you know, in this film, in Civil War, they play it very, very smartly. So even when you know, there are great action sequences. Let me point that out. Especially you know, the readers should watch out for an action scene set in an airport. It's great, but they are much smaller in scale. They are not like huge. There no skyscrapers are being turned into rubble. You know. Hundreds of people are not dying, so there is a conscious effort to ensure that the damage is controlled, because that is the theme of our film. So that is one. The second is I would say that Batman after a while was a slog. That never happens in this film. There are so many superheroes showing up, everybody gets their time. You know, whenever the things start getting rough, there will be a witty line, there will be a rousing speech, there will be something which you will say, you know, this is the pace at which a film should be shot. And there is no Martha movement.
A question from Euphoria Joshi
Okay.
asks, hey, no Hulk this time.
Yeah, there is a Hulk-sized hole in this film. Who knows? They couldn't afford to, you know, give pay to another actor who is playing a superhero. I don't know, but you know, Avengers told
See,
us part
it's
two.
probably they don't have a Hulk because they're leading into Infinity War and the third Thor movie, in which Hulk is going to be a prominent character. So it's
That
probably
can be
why.
that. In Ultron also we saw him, he kind of walks off after, you know,
He walks and he's going to
fight
come back
with
in
Sokovia. He
Thor
will be
3.
very much there, but this time he's not.
And speaking of that, how are they leading up to the Infinity War arc?
I will not give away any spoilers.
But are they? Yes or no?
They are. They definitely are. 2 films are already in the pipeline. We know the same directors are going to help them. So they are leading us to it. They have dropped breadcrumbs all over the place. And for a fan, it would be good fun and don't walk off till the credits roll, all of them, because that is fun. So and you would be looking forward to Infinity Wars after this film ends. But as I said, I will not give away any spoilers.
So let's wrap up now.
Yeah.
Quick summary of your review and a rating.
Yeah, my rating is 4 out of 5. I really enjoyed this film. This film starts the third phase of Marvel Cinematic Universe, and it couldn't get any better. Go watch it. Thank you very much.